All right, everyone, it's Thursday. I'm Andrew Dow. Time for a Happening in the Hamptons podcast, our weekly breakdown of the Hamptons market, new listings, and events on the East End. We are sponsored today by New York Title Abstract, the Hamptons' leading title insurance firm. Visit NewYorkTitle.com. We have Steve Glick, Dave Rotiner, and today, Eddie G, Ed Gaetjens, call him Eddie G. And for the first time, Brian Wish, who is the director of the Southampton Ice Rink. So we are going to talk a little hockey. So Brian, welcome to the show.
Thanks
the podcast. So tell us a little bit about, obviously, hockey's life, right? This is that you're all in on hockey. So how did you and Ed get hooked up? Because he's a bit of a hockey aficionado himself. So how did you guys meet? And what are we talking about today, hockey wise?
Yeah, we call him Eddie G too.
Nice.
He's earned that title. He is definitely Eddie G. But to be honest with you, I don't really actually remember how we met. I think he just popped by the rink one day.
I think I did. I was like, you know what? You guys got programs here. I've coached before. So I said to him, I've coached before.
Sounds like an Eddie G story.
Hey, can I work here?
Yeah.
And then I immediately foisted myself into a position. Pretty much is what happened, right, Brian?
Yeah. So I could tell right away he was, very energetic. And loud.
We could tell him that
so
too.
I thought that the best spot for him would be to put him with the 4, 5, and 6-year-olds.
Somebody that's louder than the children.
Yeah. Just because it's a hard age group to kind of reel in.
Yes,
and
I have to.
He didn't just reel in the kids; he reeled in basically the entire.
So
County
hockey
Road
starts.
39.
They start hockey at 4 or 5.
Yeah, we're actually starting a program this year for 2, 3, and 4-year-olds.
Get out of here.
It's not so much hockey related as more as
like a learn to skate,
getting them on skates, getting them to feel comfortable
Wow.
on the ice and stuff. But we have had tremendous success with getting 4, 5, and 6-year-old kids on the ice for about 3 years now. We had close to 60 registered last year, and they're not
amazing.
they're not always coming every single Monday and Wednesday evening, but sometimes there's 45 kids on the ice and.
Wow.
2, 3, 4 coaches, and you need a voice to be able to kind of reel those kids in. And it's not like lining them up and doing drills and stuff so much, especially in the beginning of the year. These kids, they don't know how to skate, so we put them on buckets. They push buckets around. But I'll tell you, Eddie,
the spackle bucket. That was my little entree into getting these kids on the ice, and it's worked.
Yeah, there's another gentleman who joins Eddie, usually Chuck Samar, and
Great guy.
Yeah, really good guy. And he's kind of like he's a much quieter version of Eddie, but they're both very effective and they do a tremendous job with that age group. And if you were just like stopping by the rink one night and Mini Mites was going on, that's what we call that program, and you heard this loud voice coming from the rink. It's obviously Eddie G, and you might be like, what is going on out there? Like, is this guy serious with 4-year-olds? He's screaming like this? But he's extremely effective, and all the parents actually love it.
I remember Eddie. I remember when Eddie first got started, and it was like I'd just known him for like a few years, and I think it was like your first or second year working here. You did like a camp in like Minnesota.
Yeah,
for like grown-ups. Like,
that's right.
And I was like, oh man, this guy really loves hockey. Like you went away for like 5 days doing that.
Ed, did you play growing up?
I did play. I played in Long Island in Half Hour Hills and Dix Hills, and I played for the Suffolk PAL, and then I played junior hockey in Batavia, New York, Batavia Junior Ramparts.
Where is that?
It's in cow country. There was more cows in this.
I've never heard. I mean, upstate New York.
It's between Rochester and Buffalo.
Okay, way up there.
And it was a crazy time to play hockey in the 80s when playing junior hockey up there. We played against like the Buffalo Junior Sabres, and back then you could fight at will.
But
nobody really cared.
You're really part of the leadership now of, hockey was not a thing in the Hamptons ever. I mean, it's crazy. Like when I was a kid, we played roller hockey, like
how long has the Southampton rink been there? Because this is fairly
Yeah, it's.
I mean, it's not. It's been there for a little
this
bit,
is
but
new.
it's kind of new.
You're creating this. This is so
our,
cool.
Yeah, this is our 10th,
and it's real now.
10th year.
Okay.
This is our, I guess, going to be our 8th year with the cover on the rink. That makes a big difference because the first 2 years it was not covered, and you lose so many days with weather.
Always.
Oh, yeah.
I drove past it this morning. I saw it up. It's up. When
Yeah.
when you guys fully open and
So
operational?
we started making ice last night. We turned the chiller on.
Oh, wow.
And that's about a week process. So next Wednesday, like we're gonna have a high school hockey practice Wednesday night, and then we officially open Friday, November 1st for that weekend.
Can you still sign kids up?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, all through the season. I mean,
Okay.
we push registration hard, like even in the summertime to get it on people's radars. But it's still in this area, we have a lot of kids who, play baseball, play lacrosse, play soccer, and a lot of parents don't really start thinking about the ice rink until like now when they drive by it and stuff. So we get a lot of late registrations, but kids also hop in January, and that's why we offer a lot of these, programs. A lot of our focus is based on younger players. To kind of get them in the door and just get on the skates and see if they like it.
We want to make them love hockey. Like, and as loud as I am, I care about them, and we laugh and we have the best time. It's not like I'm a drill sergeant out there. I'm loud, but I'm loving.
There you go.
Loud but loving.
How long is this?
Say I'm loud and loving, Brian.
Yeah, I'd
Oh
say you're
my
loud.
God. That's
How
a good
long
one.
is the rink open till? So the season starts, I guess, in a couple weeks, and it goes through when?
Yeah, through the beginning of April.
all right.
It depends a little
Wow.
bit on when spring break's going to be for schools.
Okay.
But we've gone as late as April 15th. And we've seen, since the beginning, just kind of a shift in climate. Like October, obviously this October has been beautiful, right? It's like almost hard to believe that we're going to be making ice. It's 75 degrees outside.
Yeah.
yesterday.
Amazing.
But April seems to be, like 50 and cloudy and raining often. So it's not great golf weather. So we're kind of keeping the rink open longer. And in the future, we might push the open back a little bit.
Got it.
'Cause
Okay.
October is a nice month to kind of capture for golf and stuff like that.
So what classes or open skate times, like what's the schedule like over there if someone wants to go check it out?
So we offer hockey programs every single day. We're open every day. We don't close for any holidays, nothing. And we have hockey, either classes,
Sounds like real
programs,
estate.
or private lessons every single day. We offer a very comprehensive figure skating program as well.
Wow.
And public skate every single day.
Is this expensive for a kid to get into? Is this something
hockey?
that's reachable
Hockey's expensive.
for anybody? Is it?
Hockey,
What makes so?
ice hockey is an extremely expensive sport to enter into. However,
Because the equipment.
the equipment, but the ice time.
Right,
It
ice
costs
time.
it costs a lot of money to operate Southampton Ice Rink. It's not a super profitable business just because your expenses are so high.
Right.
And we're a small rink, right? So we don't operate like even a Buckskill does. They're a full size rink, outdoor. Like it's extremely expensive to run these rinks. That being said, and in general, ice hockey is an extremely expensive sport. We offer, I think, incredible rates to enter ice hockey. So, for example, this 2, 3, 4-year-old program that we're creating this year, we're calling it Dynamites. It's 6 classes. They're an hour long, and it's $75. And
Total?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Total. Now, the way we're able to do that is
great.
we split the ice in half because
Okay.
2, 3, or 4-year-olds, they don't need more than 8 feet of space on the ice. They're barely standing up.
Yeah.
They are at all. And we just know that it's a leader. So if we can get, and these classes have done well with registration, if we can get 23-year-olds on the ice, if half of them like it, they don't cry, each
Yep.
week, then as a 4-year-old, they're going to come back.
Yep.
And that number just keeps growing. And we now have a high school hockey program because of this, because this is our first wave of kids coming through who now we can form an a high school ice hockey team. So,
Is that high school Southampton, or is it a combination of schools out here?
yeah, it's Southampton, Pearson, and East Hampton.
Okay.
7th, 8th, and 9th graders.
So this is a first for the Hamptons. There's never been an
It
ice
is.
hockey
We
team out here?
actually had something during COVID. It was a little different because the league kind of allowed us to pull players from other districts.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a little bit less regulated during COVID.
Okay.
And we only played a certain amount of games. So yeah, there was a kind of little makeshift team that one year, but this is the first real year. Yeah.
That's
And
cool.
these are kids you've developed over the years. Some of them.
Yeah, all these.
I would say
All of them?
pretty much all of them.
So
yeah.
they, as they've grown up, you're creating this whole new league, just for this group.
Yeah.
It's so
Yeah.
Yeah, and we have
It's amazing.
We have so many younger kids, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th grade behind them coming in. Like our program is gonna be steady for a while.
Was that the plan when you got this started? You're like, hey, if we can get this going, eventually these kids will grow into a high school team.
No, actually, no.
And then an NHL team.
And then an NHL. Then it was East End and Long Island.
It's complete.
We would like to pop out a few NHL players, and hopefully they kick back some of their contract. But
Yeah,
yeah.
You make them sign that.
Yeah, no, actually,
You get a 20% discount if.
Just remember where you came from.
where it came from. No, actually, we've gone in 100 different directions. I used to. I went to ESM. I graduated from ESM, and I coached high school hockey there when that program first started in 2014 or 15, I believe. I was not at Southampton Ice Rink at that time. And so in the beginning, we had like 12 players. There was another guy, Garrett Boddington, who has moved on since, but he kind of like helped start youth hockey at Southampton Ice Rink. His daughter was playing. And between ages like 6 and 15, there's 12 kids who played because there was no hockey in the Hamptons out here.
Yeah.
Buckskill was already in operation at that point. There was the roller hockey rink in Amagansett. But
that was kind of it.
That was it. And there just wasn't much like push, like I had at that time had lived in Manorville, while Buckskill was kind of like getting underway. Maybe it was a couple years in, and like nobody really knew about it.
Mm-hmm.
There wasn't much outreach on their end maybe. But so the first year, 2 years, are just low numbers. Then we created an in-house league because the numbers started to grow a little bit. We did attract some players from out west a little bit. That was pretty successful. Then COVID happened, and things went really well for us. Obviously, we had a lot of growth in the area, and there were a lot of kids coming from New York who were playing there. And
I mean, the mini-mite program during COVID went from like 12 players to like 45, then to 60. It was insane.
yeah,
COVID was the huge bump up, and people stayed. That was the crazy thing. Even after COVID, we had 40 to 60 people every time in mini-mites.
yeah. Some people stayed for the long run. And some people made their decisions based on where they were going to live, whether it was New York or the Hamptons, based on our little hockey rink in Southampton.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Seriously.
That's 100%.
Seriously.
100%.
But it's important to know, like, we're a seasonal rink. We're open for 5.5 months. We're not a full-size rink. The coaches there put in a lot of time and effort to not just get kids to like enjoy playing hockey, but like we make hockey players. Like we make athletes, I want to say, because we get kids to dedicate their time and energy, and obviously their parents as well, to hockey. And if it was just a very loose kind of approach on everything, our numbers probably wouldn't be so great. We've really worked on developing players, and we've got some players who are now getting to that age where they're 15, 16, and they're playing in great places, and they're playing high level hockey, and they came from Southampton Ice Rink.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's great. And, we get people all the time who come to Southampton just for the first time. We run like little tournaments and stuff. They come from out west, and they kind of joke about our rink, like the size of it and, whatever.
Until we kick their ass.
Right. Yeah.
Sorry, but it's true.
Right.
Well, no,
Has this-
I mean
yeah.
that I didn't. I'd driven by it for years, right? And then my girls were finally old. They're 5 and 6 now. And last year, so 4 and 5 was the first time we took them on the ice, and they were like, "This is cool." My older ones, seemed to like it a little bit more, but they took to it pretty good.
Cool.
And I was like, "Man, this winter we got to get them back." That's why I'm asking about the mini mice program.
Yeah.
It's a nice place to go just as
But it was fun as
even
a
if you're not
family,
gonna-
you get hot
like
chocolate,
I did
like we
it as
dropped
well.
in.
And I remember it was like so refreshing, it's just like easy, friendly people. It was like,
And they
it
have
was
rentals.
just a good time. Yeah, it was
You don't have
fun.
to bring skates or anything. You
Yeah.
just go and
Ed, has this
try it
helped
out.
your real estate business at all?
I don't really think so, but it keeps me sane.
It keeps you in the community. No,
I mean, have you
Community.
seen his ad on the rink?
You see my ad, yeah. Unfortunately, Sarah Minority has the big one, which I wanted.
look, I
she
think
always
it
beats me to it, but that's okay.
I think it definitely has helped his real estate
Yeah.
career because it puts you in touch with the community. You meet people, the
sure.
people recognize you, they see you on the ice,
Absolutely.
they see you, on the back of a receipt or at King Cullen, they see you open houses, so it's connecting
Yeah.
you to the
They hear
community.
my voice when they
Yeah.
drive
Oh,
by.
that guy's a real
Yeah, I
estate
get it.
It's everywhere.
Flags
So, yeah.
flying behind planes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Let me tell you, everybody at Southampton Ice Rink knows Eddie. Yeah.
They sure do.
Yeah,
They
Eddie
sure
G.
do.
So, Brian, so the high school team. Talk about this high school team real quick. It's East Hampton, Southampton, and Pearson High School team. Where can we see you play? And you guys are playing now. You're in season now, correct?
Yeah, we're in season now. So it's Southampton, Pearson, East Hampton. It's for 7th, 8th, and 9th graders. They call it the freshman division. That's currently what we have. We believe probably by next season we'll have a freshman JV team.
Cool.
And in a few years, eventually freshman JV varsity. Again, this is that wave of players is now coming up and through, and there's a strong group behind them as well. So in a few years, we'll have all three levels. But yeah, it's going great. The community is really behind it. We have had a lot of help with sponsorship and donations. It's costly. The schools don't throw any money our way for this. It is a club sport. This team is not sanctioned through any of the districts.
So this is funded by sponsorships and donations?
Yeah, and parents tuition.
Parents. Right.
Parents pay.
Of course.
And it's not cheap. So the help we've gotten from the community has been tremendous. We can't thank them enough. And a lot of that money goes to ice time, but it goes to uniforms, equipment, training tools, outside coaches and
Got it.
resources and stuff. So we're really trying to make it a very comprehensive program where there's a lot offered to the players, so that they want to stick around here. We play all league games at the rinks in Hop Hog,
Okay.
and we will play a few exhibitions elsewhere. We've played one at UBS Arena.
That's cool.
Previously, which was awesome.
Yeah.
We're going to play a couple at Buckskill. We're lining those up right now. So those games at Buckskill will be non-league games, but they'll be full games against other high school teams, and they'll be great to come and watch. And we have a website and a presence on Instagram and social media where we post daily about upcoming games and schedule like that. So if you just follow us on
What's that handle?
Instagram, it's Whalers HS Hockey.
There you go.
Let me tell you, it's really good for these kids. Eventually they're going to go to college, and if they want to play college, man. When I was in college, the hockey players were movie stars. They were
Tell them where you went to college.
absolute movie stars. I went to Northeastern.
Well, that's a big thing to tell because it's a big.
Yeah, it was.
team game.
I remember we would go to those hockey games. I remember it was
Beanbot.
BU versus, it was a BC or I think it was BC versus Northeastern, and I remember they did this one face-off, and I it's like imprinted in my brain because this Northeastern player, I guess they were a big rivalry. I watched this Northeastern player. The face-off happens. This Northeastern player just full throttle skated right up to this BC player and just literally punched him right in the face.
Okay, for the
And his whole helmet shook, and the BC player acted like nothing happened. He
Okay,
was
for
like,
the-
please.
For the
You know?
parents out there, we don't. This is not hockey. We don't do it this way. We're going to teach them how to
Right?
skate.
No, that's
shoot,
just what
and
I.
pass.
That's what I remember. But it was,
Hockey players are
But
different.
thank
breed,
you,
it's good
man.
for you. Yeah, no, it's good for you.
That's that's good.
Thanks for that, Dave.
All right, so that's hockey. I want to let's talk a little bit of real estate. Ed, you have this listing we wanted to bring up, 9 Terrace Avenue in Southampton. It is on an acre. Is there room for a hockey rink? There's a pool.
There's
I
always
guess you could
room.
freeze the
question.
pool.
There's always room for a hockey rink.
All right.
If you have
That might turn into a
20 by
thing.
20, you
Do
could have
people
yourself
freeze
that.
over the pools and make them?
My daughter asked me if we could have a pool and then freeze it.
Is that
Have
a
you
thing?
seen- is
Ed?
that a thing?
It's
a
really
thing?
not a thing.
But can it be done? Is it legal?
It shouldn't be done. It's legal. It shouldn't be done. Yeah, because you're going to skate
Why not?
around on top of it, and when you freeze it up, it's not good. The coping and the tiling, if you hit it with a puck,
But it seems
not the way to go.
You can just
Seems
come
like-
to Southampton Ice Rink.
You could just come to
Seems like,
Yeah, you want a backyard rink. Southampton is your spot on
go to
Route 39.
Southampton. All
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't do it
Okay.
in your backyard. Go
Don't
to
do it in your
Southampton.
backyard. Don't do it on 9 Terrace either because the pool is too amazing.
It's a nice
gonna-
pool.
Yeah,
So tell us
20
about this
20 by
house.
40.
New construction?
New construction, Farrell built. I was in it the other day. They're about 90% done. House is unbelievable. 8 bedrooms, 7.5 bathrooms, Gary Cufo kitchen. You know, everything that you're going to want in a house. This house at 29 Wainscott Harbor Road, the exact house sold for $10.5 million.
So what's this one priced at?
$6.5 million.
Sounds like a deal.
Amazing house. Metal roof. This is a gem of a house.
So why is the metal roof better than
Because
asphalt or shingles?
it's going to outlast all of us.
Metal roof.
Yeah. That too.
Is it noisy when it rains?
Nah, you put a nice cover of insulation underneath it. You never hear it.
Okay, well there you go. Spray
But
foam, right?
this is a house you're definitely going to want to see. Once we get the road in out there, we're going to have it. We're going to have open houses. It's a steal at $6.5 million. I know that seems like a crazy thing to say. A steal at $6.5 million.
That's all relatives, you know. If you can sell it
It
for
is
$10
all
million in
relative.
5 years, you know. All right, big picture, Steve. What do you got?
All right, this week there were 30 listings that went into contract from West Hampton to Montauk. Last year there were 20 listings, so we're looking at an increase year over year of 50%. In 2022, there were 19 listings that went into contract, so we're looking at an increase there of 58%. And the breakdown of the 30 transactions this week, there was 5 between 5 and 10 million, 2 between 3 and 5, 7 between 2 and 3, 10 between 1 and 2, and 6 under $1 million. The dollar volume was 89 million. Last year was 53 million. So that's an increase of 68% from last year. 2 years ago, the dollar volume was 48 million. So that's an increase of 85%. Seeing increases across the board, both in contracts and dollar volume. New listings coming onto the market. There were 35 new listings that came onto the market. That increases the inventory by 5 listings. The breakdown of those 35 new listings, there was 1 over 20 million, 2 between 15 and 20, 1 between 10 and 15, 7 between 5 and 10, 11 between 3 and 5, 5 between 2 and 3, 7 between 1 and 2, and 1 under $1 million. The inventory stands at 2,126 total listings with 1,598 active and 528 in contract. So another great week of listings going into contract, increasing year over year with the dollar volume. These listings will close in the first quarter. So as we're seeing these increases in contracts, you'll see a strong first quarter close number because of that.
Okay.
Everybody that said it's going to die, it's the business is going to crap. It's not happening, and the numbers aren't backing it up.
Numbers don't lie.
Numbers don't lie. People lie. Numbers don't lie.
I like it. Dave, what are you doing this weekend? We can't go ice skating yet, right? Are they not open?
Not yet.
Not yet.
You should just basically stay home and save your energy for whatever.
Well, I mean, you know, it's Halloween. So in the Hamptons, it's
Was
all
that Thursday?
Yeah,
Thursday?
it's all about
Next
the
week is
parades.
Halloween.
It's all about the parades.
So there's parades this weekend?
October 27th. Yeah. So,
There you go.
you scared me for a second. I was like, it's October. So that's what came up on everything. So October 27th is, so the go-to parade, in my opinion, is the Sag Harbor Ragamuffin Parade. It is crazy. Everyone descends on Sag Harbor, and you just literally can.
it's great.
Everyone crowds into Main Street. They close Main Street. It's awesome. It's a must do for families. This is Sunday. Starts at 1 p.m. and the parade is just for the hour. If you're late, you can just jump in.
1
There's-
hour?
Yeah, there's no rules though. The whole town.
It goes on all day.
It goes on
Let's
all
be
day.
real.
But the parade is from 1 to 2. But you,
Okay,
you
fine.
can jump right into the parade, and it's hilarious and adorable. The same thing is happening on the 26th in Bridgehampton. Not to be outdone by Sag Harbor, but the Bridgehampton Halloween Parade is also just as cool. That's Saturday. Starts at 10 a.m. And that also kind of similar thing.
10 a.m.?
Yeah, 10 a.m. Also similar, kind of runs all day.
What are you dressing up as?
Me?
Yeah.
I think I'm going to go as... I don't
Don't
know.
say banana.
I was going to say something funny, but now I'm chickening out at the moment. I don't know. I don't dress up for Halloween.
Go
Do
as a
you?
hockey player.
Do you dress up for Halloween?
go as a hockey player on skates.
Yeah. Nobody here dresses up for Halloween. It's like a kid thing.
Because we're men.
Yeah, but because we're adults.
Yeah, but you guys have kids, young kids.
I'm
You guys
dressing
are
up for
going trick
Halloween.
or treating. I'm sure Andrew Dad is
On
dressing up.
Halloween.
What are you dressing up as, Andrew?
We're
Andrew,
doing
what
like
do
a
you got?
vampire thing.
Vampire thing.
Vampire, and Sarah's got a costume that's it's a bat.
It's always been a
bat.
dream of mine to get one of those dinosaur outfits.
Oh, with the blow-up thing?
Those are so funny because they run and they wiggle as you run.
Yeah.
That's so funny. So anyway, so that's two things. If you have a pet, you can do the Little Lucy's 23rd annual Halloween parade. That's at Agawam Park in Southampton. And again, similar thing. At least 1,000 people show up to this thing. It's hilarious, and all the dogs are dressed up. So if you have a dog and you want to, do something silly with your dog and have a good time, you can do that. And it's the same vibe. It's just like everyone's all dressed up and laughing, and it's like so silly. And there's also candy, of course. And then at Guild Hall, you have the Halloween Silent Disco Dance Party. That's on October 26th. That's at 7 p.m. in East Hampton. And that's $15. And that's where you put on the headsets. You know what I'm talking about? You put on a headset, you listen to music.
I've never done one of those.
Silent disco.
I've done it.
Silent disco.
I'm not.
I've done it. It looks weird when
Sure,
you look
does.
at it.
Yeah.
But if you're participating, it is 100% a
It
good
is
time.
amazing.
It's
no, I'm telling you
100%.
right
But
now.
how do you talk to somebody? Like you got the headphones on.
You
It's
bop
just
it around,
funny.
and you
It's
bop
funny,
it
yeah.
around. And if you see somebody has the same color on, you listen to the same music, then you switch channels. Trust me, do it. It's so much fun.
Yep. And then for evening and dinner stuff, the Long Island Restaurant Week starts this week, beginning October 27th. So you get a lot of great deals, like $29 prefixes for 3-course dinners at various restaurants. And you can look at the list of all of the restaurants at hamptons.com and just click on the Fall Long Island Restaurant Week thing. And then one thing I always like to ask the guest is their favorite restaurants. So, Brian, do you have a favorite? You have to say Hamptons. I know you're from way up the I-Island, but you got to do your favorite Hamptons.
I live in
restaurant.
West Hampton, but
Way up the island.
I thought you said he was from.
You grew up in Manorville.
Ah,
grew up in
okay.
Manorville. Yeah, I live in West
Okay.
Hampton now. Actually, Tutu El Giorno is one of my favorites.
Ah, that's great.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
That's
All right, so
that
Tuto. So
comes
you
up a lot on this
So you got to go
podcast.
Tuto, yeah.
Tuto.
Tuto.
Eddie, what about you?
Stone Creek Inn in East Quogue. You guys know that.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, the little
okay.
Stone Creek Inn.
That's the spot.
Hey, the ice rink they got good burgers there.
The burger is. I
Can't
like
believe I
how they
didn't
brand
drop
the
one.
burger.
Yeah.
They brand the burger.
What's the burger place called?
Local
there?
burger.
Local
Yeah.
burger.
They brand it says local
Might have
burger on
to
the
cut
bun.
out Tutu El Giorno.
And you know their favorite, one of their
They have
favorite.
amazing chicken nuggets there.
And milkshake Mondays, 2-for-1 milkshakes.
Yeah.
The kids get all juiced up on milkshakes on
Yeah.
the way home
Yes,
from
kids.
Mini Mites.
Because I certainly didn't go
it's
there
like we
on
joke,
a Monday.
it's a real treasure of a spot though. We joke about it, but a lot of places are like Tuto and Fufu and high upscale. Like it's one of the only places left you can go and like
Get a burger.
have like a
Shake.
normal
Yeah.
experience in the Hamptons. Really, there's maybe like 4 places I can think of that are like that.
A $10 burger. What a bargain.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's a great spot. Don't knock it.
They actually, they've done a really good job. We didn't know how well they would do, when we have 2 times of the year where we're transitioning, right, from the ice rink to the range and from the range to the ice rink. And there's no customers really, during those times.
Right.
So it's like, how much business will they drive from, their own presence? And they've done pretty well.
People stop for lunch.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. All the time.
Yeah, their
All the
takeout
time.
is busy as hell, right?
Yeah, they do well with Uber Eats and DoorDash and stuff like that. But people stopping by there all the time, and not to knock on anybody else who was there, previously, but they just didn't have the
Yeah,
same
they do
kind
a
of
good job.
presence.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
do a good
The
job.
local burger has a following. They have a place
do.
in
Yeah.
Patchogue, I think.
Yeah,
I went
no,
to.
And
So-
they should, because they're good. I mean, they are good.
We own another location in Sayville, and we have a local burger there as well.
Oh, cool.
They closed the Patchogue location in order to actually operate in Sayville.
Wow.
And they own Bayshore. That was their first location, and they do well everywhere.
Nice.
I mean, what I was always wanted them to do is to do some kind of breakfast there, because when we were there, we used to be there 5:45 in the morning, Brian and I.
You just
with the
wanted them
kids.
to name a burger after you.
The Eddie
I
G
could have
breakfast
that, I could
special.
have that like that if I
The
wanted
Big
to,
Mouth
but I'm not
burger.
gonna.
The Big Mouth
Come
burger.
on.
Wow, that's gold.
3 patties.
Come on, I'm really demure. I'm a quiet kind of shy guy.
No, it's good stuff. Anything else before we call it a podcast for the day? You guys good?
Great.
Sign
Brian?
up.
You good?
Yeah, we're good. Thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, go check out the ice rink. Sign up for. I guess you can still sign up for lessons and teams and stuff.
Yeah, program registration's open throughout our season. Everything's available on our website. Again, we have programs for ages 2 and above.
Love that.
Through adult hockey, we got to mention we have a strong adult hockey league.
We really do. It's so
Yeah.
it's so much fun. We play 3-on-3 out there. Brian will
That's
tell you,
cool.
it is so much fun.
Yeah.
All right, so a little something for everybody. So check that out. Stop by if you're not in the hockey or you've never tried ice skating. It's a good place to learn and try it out for the first time. I know because we went last year. We will be back. Until then, thanks for joining us, guys. We'll call that a podcast.
Thanks,
Thank
guys.
you.
I'm Andrew Dow. That's what's happening in the Hamptons.